Hey everybody, welcome back to the 7 Billion Geniuses studio, and got a little bit of a new setup today because I'm using the headphones, the microphone, and it's all going through the board. I'm hoping that the audio is going to be a little bit better for this video because of that, but that's why I have headphones on, because it's the only way for me to hear you, or hear me. And so it'd be great if I could hear you, but I can't. Unless you comment or add your 2 cents on the section below. I'd love it if you did. But today, I'm going to be talking about singing. And the reason why I'm talking about singing is because there's so much pressure in our culture to not sing. To not sing and not dance. Actually, I was thinking about how if I saw somebody walking down the road or dancing down the road singing, what would I be invited to think? And you know, that person is somehow outside of the range of where they're supposed to be as a person in our culture, and what a sad thing that is. There are stories that I've heard where when my white relatives showed up in this country, one of the things that the people who were already here thought is that first of all, they had these beards that they didn't even understand, but they didn't sing and they didn't dance, they didn't laugh, and they didn't cry enough. And so in many ways they thought they were kind of, I guess, the same way we're currently taught to think about people who might be walking down the street singing and dancing. And it's really a sad thing, because there's also stories I've been told that we as a species knew how to sing before we knew how to talk, that singing was kind of how we expressed ourselves even before this verbal language thing came along. And so what a sad thing it is that we have made the choice, really. I was going to say have given that up, but really we make the choice not to do that when we choose not to sing and dance. And so in many ways what I'm trying to do with this particular video of the Mile Wide Project series and music metaphors is to encourage our singing. I haven't spoken to anybody in a position of authority about this yet, but it occurs to me that really in the context of singing, we all have the same equipment, and the idea that somebody could not sing probably or can't possibly physically be true, and it's more that they might not be able to sing in a way that we currently classify as the right way to sing. That there are certain ways to sing and certain ways not to sing now in our current culture, and it's quite possible that prior to this current culture that has so much evaluative positions, that there was no right or wrong way to sing, and that singing expansive vocalizations of in kind of a note sort of thing, that there was no wrong way, and in fact the way that you as an individual did it was exactly the right way, which is consistent with the point I'm trying to get across with the 7 Billion Geniuses process and the whole message, that you being exactly who you are is really the most important thing that you can do. And that includes exactly how you might sing, because what you have to offer in that singing is uniquely you, and therefore is exactly the way it's supposed to be, and is a contribution. So it really stands up against this kind of marginalizing of certain ways of singing and prioritizing of other ways of singing. Now, I realize that the singing that I do in these videotapes is very much constricted into the range of how we're supposed to sing, and I guess at this point in the time of our culture, the ways of singing that hopefully people find conducive to listening. But it gets me thinking about whether or not there isn't something about this notion that you can't do that actually gets in the way of you being able to do that. There's so much, you think about singers like Tom Waits and Joe Cocker, who had extraordinarily unique, well, Tom Waits still does, but extraordinarily unique ways of singing that certainly weren't thought of to be in the range of sort of typical tonal singing, and yet their passion conveyed so much. And so their singing was absolutely accepted, continues to be accepted as a great example of singing. And so it's possible that somewhere, even beyond the range that the boundaries that they've pushed in their singing, there's even more singing that would be available if that passion was there. And again, this notion that you're not singing the way you're supposed to may limit the singing, the passion there that would make it acceptable in some way. So, encouraging people to sing in the way that they can sing, to stop taking up these notions that there are right and wrong ways to sing, and to consider the possibility of kind of going out there and singing and dancing down the street. I'm gonna end up this video with a song that I wrote. It's called Dance, but in it is an invitation to join together and to bring to every encounter what we have to offer, and that the things that most often stand in the way of us doing that are the things that ultimately don't matter anyhow. Sun on my head and the rain on my skin, the morning is here and I'm living again. Time is a game that I know I can't win, yeah, yeah, yeah. Except if I leave it to chance, yeah, yeah, yeah. My life was a series of windows and doors, of warped funhouse mirrors, the vanishing flaws, a crippling fear, and the terror that roars. Told me to not take a chance. To these a reminder that every new day is a gift to be treasured, not squandered ways to follow your heart and all it has to say, yeah, yeah, yeah. Listen and then take a chance. Dance when you're guided to dance. Come a rush with the rivers, the flow and the tides. Come taste all the treasures. The living abides. Your strength is a tower that nothing can hide, except if you won't take a chance. Come stand beside me, sing for all of the wonder we bring. Yeah, yeah, it's the first day of all that will be, as far as the sunrise, as tall as a tree. Your mind is a lock and your heart is the key, yeah. You've been invited to dance. Oh, to these the reminder of every new day is a gift to be treasured, not squandered away. So follow your heart and all it has to say, yeah, yeah, yeah. Listen and take a chance. Dance when you got it too. I'm so excited too. We're all invited, yeah, 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 to dance, yeah, yeah. Thanks for listening. Hope you come back next week. Share this video widely if you would, and check out my contact information at the end of the video if you have anything to contribute or anything you want to say or you want to get in touch with me. All the information's right there. Please do stay in touch, and I'll see you next week.